545,000 Bitcoin have been bought by institutions this year, while only 97,000 Bitcoin have been added to the stock. Just to tell everyone, there will only ever be 21 million BTC. Also, what does this show you? Something we talk about every day. There are way too many Bitcoins out there. There isn't much supply, so desire is very high. So the desire for all the Bitcoins that are being mined is at least 3 to 4 times that amount, and it's from bigger groups. Really, this should help you understand how much money is really coming into this space. Now, let me tell you what I'm going to say next. Of course, this video kind of shows why the market is so green right now. But if you own XRP, welcome back to the CryptoZX channel. As always, thank you guys. Today, or rather Thursday, was a huge day for XRP. Of course, the court case is now over. Long court case, and I'm sure people in the XRP community know about this. Ripple fought hard against this, and they deserve all the praise they're getting. Everything is over now that both sides have agreed to end it. Aside from the price of XRP, the market as a whole also did really well, and it's clear that the market as a whole is responding positively to this news. I'll just get it for you guys. Trump said on Thursday that he would give 401k holders access to crypto and other assets through an executive order. Because of this, the game will be different, which is something we'll talk about more. That being said, this statement is what makes me think that the crypto markets are going to go up. Looking at the current price of XRP, which is $332 as of this writing, it is up 11% in USD and 10% in Bitcoin. It's worth almost $198 billion right now. The 24-hour trade volume is through the roof at $11.5 billion right now. But before we go any further, always, I want to make it clear that nothing on this channel is meant to be taken as financial advice. As with any investment, you should always do your own study before putting money into crypto. As far as ETF flows go, about 277.4 million Bitcoins. But if you look at Ethereum, it's pretty much the same in terms of BTC intake. So Ethereum saw that interest was rising again. $222.3 million worth of ETH came in just yesterday. These are crazy numbers we're seeing. Although this has, of course, made a lot of people talk. You have a 401k. What do you think will happen if this really is accepted and set in stone? People are given the chance to look into crypto. Of course, you know that because people can invest their 401ks in crypto, this could bring trillions and trillions of dollars to the crypto business if you know how it works. You know how important this is. And it doesn't surprise me that this news has had such a positive effect on the price. There were rumors going around, but a lot of reliable sources have come out and pretty much confirmed that this could be it's really being worked on and could go live at any time. If it does, I think this will completely change the game. A lot of the time we talk about the super cycle, and this is one of the things that could get us there. But moving forward, let's give a shout out to crypto in the UK. It says that after 5 years of a case that was mostly bad for both XRP holders and Ripple, just like that, it's over, like nothing ever happened. It seems strange, and it really does feel strange. But you have to give Ripple credit because this is when you can really tell how important a project is to their larger plan. And if you've been in the crypto world for a while, you've probably seen projects do really well during bull markets. But when the bear markets start or they hit a big problem, they just stop building. But you have to give Ripple credit because they really did follow through on their plan. They did exactly what they said they would do, and now they're really starting. I've lived here for almost 10 years. I've been working in this field for 10 years next year, and I've seen hundreds, if not thousands, of projects that were hyped at one point, especially during the bull market. But that could have been something if they kept building on what they were trying to do. They were there until something got in their way or the bear market started, then they were gone. Ripple, who has been here since the beginning, did not do this. Thanks to them and the whole Ripple team. Take a look at this. Time is everything. The big news that Brad and Curlinghouse bought another company was made public, and you could see it. Rail Finance is being bought by Ripple, which makes us very happy. Together, Rail and Ripple will be the go-to provider of stablecoin payments infrastructure for global financial institutions around the world, not just in the US. I think they timed this so that the case would be over before they did it. That is really cool to see, and check out this. That would be a big change in the way officials feel when they label XRP as a commodity, and that's exactly what's beginning to happen right now. Taking that subject further, read what Nate has to say. I believe BlackRock was. We are waiting for this to come back before we file the iShare XRP ETF. And if you've been watching the CryptoZX show, you know how important this thing has been to me that everyone talks about is Lightcode Fidelity, BlackRock, and it is by far the biggest in the world in terms of AUM. While many of their rivals file for and spot ETF, these guys haven't. This has led to some discussion, and if you've been watching the channel, Yorobo CryptoZX has been talking about the case. I told them they wouldn't do that until they had some kind of conclusion, and I promise you that this makes it even more likely that they'll come out and file for this XRP ETF. It doesn't make sense for them not to and let their competitors take advantage of this. Nate replies, I'll take responsibility if I'm wrong, I'll own it. I don't see any reason for them to ignore crypto assets besides Bitcoin and Ethereum. If not, they're saying that Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only ones that will be worth anything. What do you guys think about this? Tell me in the comments below. Stewart, however, says that after today's vote by the commission, the SEC and Ripple officially filed with the Second Circuit to dismiss their appeals. This is because the lawsuit was obviously over. That's it. Let's get back to work. Strong words, and thanks to Stewart, of course. Guys, look at the numbers that depend on each other. Here are the numbers that show the derivative. Volume is up 122.27%, and open interest options volume is up on 1678%. This is crazy. I believe we may be in for some fun times because of what we're seeing with the prices. Now that we've talked about the power, it's not a crypto ZX update unless we talk about it. The power is pulling down. Also, just keep an eye on the 60.45% mark. For altcoins, I think things could get really exciting if this can break below, guys. Something bigger than most people think, since this would be the first time since the beginning of the year that we've tested these levels again. That would be something, of course. If you look at BTC, you may have noticed that it has moved toward the upsets since our last report. We were having trouble breaking out of the 115K area. It's clear that with the news about the 401K, that could really go live. It goes without saying that this will be good for the market as a whole. Bitcoin's price broke out and went all the way up to $170,500. It then kind of stopped because that's a big barrier level. Bitcoin is still holding around $116,500, which is a good sign so far. When it comes to XRP, though, check out this beautiful bounce. Again, this shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. Like just a few days ago on August 3rd, you can't even make this up now. If you bought XRP a few days ago for around $2.73, you would have seen a 23.58% rise in the value of the third biggest cryptocurrency on the market. We were very, very close to the $2.40. I was telling you guys that range would be the next important number to keep an eye on. We haven't gotten to that point yet, but I think we will test it again. I'm pretty sure I'll get a rejection somewhere in that area. When it comes to the futures market, these resistances are usually taken very seriously. So, what you might see is a rejection right before that resistance is tried again. We've seen that happen over and over again. We're seeing a bit of a good correction, but the resistance from before is still there to help us. So based on what I'm seeing, I think that control will continue to fall over the next few hours. I think this will be tried again with only a 2.3% move for us to see. If you ask me today, I'd love to see this kind of daily close above this range. That could make the weekend very exciting if it happens. Tell me what you think in the comments. Very, very important in the next few hours. Share your own thoughts with me in the comments. If you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Thanks for listening. Thanks for the 70K subscribers. It's been a long journey, 6 years of blood, sweat, and tears. However, you all know that this is very important to me. From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you to everyone, whether you're from here before or this is your first time. This is just the very beginning. We want to reach 100,000 or more, and I need all of your help to get there. Please join the Crypto ZX Army. Please follow me on X if you haven't already. In the box below, write the link. We'll see you in Crypto ZX soon. Goodbye.